And I'm now going to celebrate Tuscany with a classic dish that women in my family would cook for a special feast.
You know, guys, I had such an amazing time here in Tuscany. I learned so many things, but there is one thing in particular that I've always wanted to show you, and that also is the symbol of Tuscany, is how to cook a proper Fiorentina steak. Okay, I'm gonna do this on the barbecue. You can do it on a griddle pan. The only thing that you have to do for me, please make sure that it is really, really hot. We're gonna start to put the steak on top like that. You want to hear a good sizzling of the steak. At this point, we're gonna put 2 minutes.
To go with that gorgeous steak, I'm making sauté potatoes. I flavor some mild olive oil with sage and rosemary, and slice parboiled potatoes with the skin on before frying them in the oil. You can use any floury white potatoes.
And these are the best potato you will ever cook because they're full of... Oh, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. So we stop it, we add, we go to 5. Then what we do? We just lift up gently the steak, we move it 90 degrees, like this. I just made one move, very simple. What I want to achieve here is kind of burn it, caramelized on both sides, and then beautiful and tender in the middle.
Now for the marinade.
When you create a marinade, you want to give flavors to the steak, you do it when you rest the steak. That's the time to do it.
I'm using garlic, rosemary, chili oil, and olive oil.
Just mix everything together. Oh yeah. Now let me show you what the steak looks like. Oh yes. Now, many of you, I can hear you. Ah, the steak is burnt. No. The steak is not burnt. That is the color that you want, the skin of your steak. Because remember, when we start to carve it, that is where you're gonna have the bitterness of the charcoal. Same way we done it before. Okay, we just let it go. Let it go, don't do anything else. Don't forget for time to time to have a little sip of wine. Let the barbecue do the job. Bello, 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 bello. Mwah!
Once the potatoes are golden brown, they are ready.
You can imagine, right? The flavor of the rosemary, the sage. Ecco qua. Now, at this point, I'm just gonna pour salt on top, and I'm gonna let them rest on the side. How many more minutes have I got? See there? 3, 2, 1. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Okay.
I'm cooking this steak medium.
You do that when your guests come around, and they're gonna be like, wow, it's awesome.
Along with the beef and potatoes, I'm serving some lovely local green beans. I blanched the cooked beans, then drizzle with olive oil and balsamic vinegar.
I remember my Nonna Flora, used to say all the time, stop spending time in the kitchen, spend more time doing the shopping, because then your job is already done halfway there. She was right. So the way we do this, very simply, just put them in the middle. Look, this is the best beans you will ever try.
The steak is cooked, but it's not ready to eat just yet. Oh no.
We put it in a tray.
I had the marinade I made earlier.
Now is the time when the steak starts to relax.
The steak needs to rest for a good 5 minutes, so the meat relaxes and you can eat it at its most tender. Time for another sip of Chianti and enjoy the view.
Now we're gonna go for the carving. No more drinking, Gino. Let me show you the way we serve this, which was here.
Add a drizzle of the resting juice.
And only now is the time where you're gonna season it. And there you have it. This is how you make the perfect Fiorentina steak. And I'm gonna say salute now to all the women in my life. Without you, it would be no Gino D'Acampo. Thank you. Now that I have the best ingredients from Emilia-Romagna, which is the almighty mortadella, the morette cherry, and the balsamic vinegar, of course, I'm going to show you how to make your favorite dish. Well, I think it's everybody's favorite dish, which is burgers. Hamburgers, Italian style.
First, you need to make the relish. Thinly slice a red onion and put it in a pan on the heat.
I don't know if you realize I haven't put any oil in the pan because I don't want to fry them. I want to release all the water from the onion. I'm going to put a little bit of salt. Okay. Now I got my morette cherries. Cut them in half. Job is done.
Once the water from the onions has evaporated, add in a couple of tablespoons of oil and then a little kick of chili.
Okay, the onions are ready. Now the cherry goes straight in. So in there now we're going to go for the balsamic vinegar. Lower the heat. That is very important because if the heat is too high, you're going to burn the sugar in the balsamic vinegar.
When the mixture looks sticky, add 3 or 4 tablespoons of water, and once that's evaporated, your relish is done.
Okay, for the burger, I go 250 grams of pork and 250 grams of beef, and then I have 100 grams of mortadella. So what the mortadella is going to bring the saltiness, is going to bring the fats, the flavor into the burger.
Roughly chop the mortadella into small pieces. Add it to the pork and the minced beef, and then crack in 1 egg.
And the egg is very important because it's going to combine all these meats together.
Next, you need to crush up some fresh garlic.
So that goes straight in. Now, flat leaf parsley. Chop it up.
The parsley goes in with the meat, and because the mortadella is already seasoned, now you just need to mix. Divide your meat mixture into 4, put a little bit of oil onto your hands so it doesn't stick, and gently shape into patties.
Nice patty that is not too thick. You pick them up gently. You're going to put them on a nice tray with a little bit of baking paper.
Once you have done all 4 patties, chill them in the fridge for a couple of hours to keep them compact. But don't forget to bring them back to room temperature before cooking.
I'm going to drizzle a little bit of oil on the patty, and I'm going to massage the oil on both sides. Be gentle. Be gentle. So get the oil like that. Just put them on top. Oh yes, the sound of burgers. I like to do my burgers nice and flat because you get more surface to caramelize the burger, so they're going to be nice and crunchy. Now the burgers are cooking. Let's talk about the cheese. I personally am going to use Fontina cheese.
Fontina is rich and creamy and works perfectly with my cherry and red onion relish.
Ecco qua, my cheese is ready. Ok. Guarda là, wow. Guarda là, perfection. Look at that. Look at the griddle mark. I mean, that is sexy, guys. Okay, cheese goes on top. To cook my burgers will take probably about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. Okay, I'm gonna do something now that not many people do, which is resting the burger. You need to let it rest to be nice and juicy.
While your burgers are resting, it's time to toast your buns. And for this, I'm using the classic Italian panino style.
You get a bit of oil, just drizzle on top, not too much. And I'm gonna show you something else. I like to put a pinch of salt, so the bread is nice and tasty as well.
Rub the oil into your buns, then straight onto the grill.
Press it down a little bit, so make sure you get all the marks nice and toasted.
Next, thinly slice the biggest and the best tomato you can find. Oh, don't forget to check your buns.
Beautiful. Okay, ready? Let's see. Oh, these are ready. So first of all, we start with the relish.
Now you can build your burger any way you like.
Look at that.
Just make sure you put your salad on last so it doesn't wilt.
Aha! There you have it, my Italian burgers.
This melt-in-your-mouth mortadella burger with its sweet and sour balsamic cherry and onion relish is my favorite part of Italy on a plate.
Thank you, mortadella. Thank you, my morette cherries. Thank you, my balsamic vinegar. Thank you, Emilia-Romagna.
It might be the wine talking, but I'm inspired to use some of Rossella's Vincanto to enrich a classic Italian dish that I absolutely love, chicken scallopine.
If you have a bottle of this in your cupboard, please try with Vincanto because this is going to give the sweetness to the chicken that you want, which is fantastic. And I'm also going to use capers. Capers, whenever you buy them in salt or in vinegar.
For this recipe, I'm using the ones in brine.
It's going to give a beautiful saltiness to the sweetness of the Vincanto, and the chicken is going to be perfect. This is the kind of recipe that everybody will love. So, you need a frying pan, you got a breast of chicken. The first thing that I'm going to show you is I'm going to slice this in 2 escalopes, just like that, see?
Scallopine simply means thinly sliced cuts of meat.
Okay? So that's what you get. It's like an angel wings, all right? Then we got the flour. Just normal flour will do the job.
It's really important to season the flour with salt and black pepper.
Okay, so the flour is seasoned to perfection. So you get the chicken, it goes straight in there, like this. Beautiful, look at that. Then wash my hands. Okay, plain olive oil goes into the frying pan, about 2 tablespoons. In there we're also going to pour 1 knob of butter. And it's very important to put the butter and the oil together, because what's happening when the butter starts to melt, it's not going to burn it, because the oil is going to help the butter not to burn. Okay, so as soon as you see the butter starts to sizzle, very, very simple. You get your chicken breasts, that goes straight into the pan. Then remember the capers that I told you, the capers in salt, what you do? You very gently started to rinse the salt from the capers. Then you squeeze all the water and the salt from that, and the capers, they go straight into the pan, because we want to start to fry them into the oil and the butter.
Next, I want to add a bit of color.
I've got a little bit of chives, which I'm going to finely chop. Now with the chives, I'm going to do 2 things. Half of it, I'm going to put it now, and the other half right at the end for freshness. And this is a little bit like the theme of today. Everything is nice and fresh. The wine that I've tasted so far has been amazingly but beautiful and fresh on the palate. And the chive is going to do exactly the same thing to the chicken. Okay, so you can see now that the chicken is ready. Probably going about a minute and a half to finish off cooking. So what you do, you get your Vincanto, and you probably want about 3 to 4 tablespoons. Remember, this is going to flame. Ooh, look at that.
If you don't have Vincanto at home, you can use any other sweet white wine.
Now, what's going to happen there? You see all this bubble going. Let the bubble go in, because what you want to do, you want to make sure that the alcohol goes away, but the flavor stays in there. Right at the end, 2 more knobs of butter, okay? And keep shaking the pans. That's what you want to do. Okay.
This simple yet delicious chicken scallopine is the epitome of quality over quantity, just like Tuscany.
Sweet Vincanto and fresh chives. I told you this would be easy. Look at that. There you have it. Pollo with Rossella's Vincanto.